And good morning, everybody. Yes, a lot that happens behind the scenes before we are able to go live. It was just one of those mornings, all right? But we are here. We are here. And as promised, we will be conducting an interview at this time with two personnel from VINLEC, all right? So in studio, we have Ricky Wright, who is manager of engineering, and Roshat Smith, who's electrical engineer, all right? In studio, you have Dianna Cain, Nicole Joseph Chin, and myself, Roleza Samuel. All right, we are going to be talking this morning on VINLEC's smart meters, what customers should know. And I recognize that from the time the article hit these social media platforms, there were a lot of questions. All right. So who best to answer these questions than the two persons who should be answering the questions? All right. So Rashad and Ricky, I hope it's okay for me to call you by your first names.
Yes, that's fine.
All right. So Rashad and Ricky, good morning and welcome to the studios of WEFM and welcome back to the studios of WEFM.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are y'all doing?
I'm good.
You sure?
Yeah.
Nervous?
No.
Excited.
Very good. Very good. All right. So let's delve right into it. All right. So listeners, what we are going to do, we're going to give them the opportunity to explain what the project is all about, and then we will take calls. All right. So I'm not sure who wants to take lead, whether it's Ricky or Rashad, but what is the Smart Meters project all about?
Since now Rashad is our project lead.
You're not going to put the young persons before.
Thank you, Mr. Ed. Thank you, Mr. Ed. I don't want to get too technical, but essentially the project is about enhancing customer service. We're essentially changing the way how we're collecting the power consumption data. So once we install a smart meter, instead of walking up to your meter to get the reading, we can capture the reading remotely. So essentially, we can walk in the street nearby, or we can use a drive-by device which can collect the data. And that data, of course, is what is sent back to the office. So there are two phases to the implementation of the project. What I was describing is phase one, which is called AMR, automatic meter reading. And there's a second phase where the meter would send the data directly to the VINLEC office, which is called AMI, which is advanced metering infrastructure. That's really the crux of it. We're really just changing the way how we collect your data. That's basically it.
And in short, we just upgraded the meter on the premises.
So why though?
It's about advancement in technology. The meters that were there were initially installed in a project that was done in 1986. So those electromechanical meters that you have on your houses would have been there for probably 30 plus. Next year will be 40 years since that project was implemented. So the technology has advanced since then, and there are way more features that we can offer the customers. And it's really a standardization exercise as well to make sure that all of the meters in the wild are up to date and up to standard.
And it lays the platform to build on, so they could add more present technology and future technology to provide better services for our customers.
Okay.
I know we'll see the meters eventually, but what do they look like and how different are they from the old meters?
They're not significantly different. So in the wild, out in the field at the moment, there are two types of meters, which one is the electromechanical meters that have like a spinning wheel and a rolling number of registers. But over the years, we have since changed to digital meters as well. So the new meters are not significantly different from the ones that are there. The difference is just the ability to communicate wirelessly with the meter.
So these new meters, are they for the benefit of VINLEC or the customers?
Both.
We are a national company. The people of Sydney and the Grenadines. And what we do is in the interest of our customers.
Okay.
We are one, we are part.
Okay.
What I would say to add to that is imagine in 2027, you have a query about your bill, or imagine you are curious about your power consumption, you'll be able to open an application, whether it's on your phone or on your computer, and see exactly what is consuming power at your home. I think that is something that is powerful to customers.
Okay. So I know that we're looking at everything in a positive light, but is there anything negative that you can foresee with regards to the implementation of this?
It's a project. So we're going to find things out there that we didn't initially plan for, and we'll have to adjust. Like all projects have challenges. I think one of them is just communication. People are not susceptible to change. A lot of people are resistant to change. So we are very gentle in the way how we are rolling out this project. It's not trying to force anybody or force the customers to do anything. It's about education, it's about communication, and we are trying to transition it in 2 stages to get to where we want to go. So that's one of the things I would say that we're being very delicate about.
And every technology you would have could be used for good and could be used for bad. You can't get away from that. But this, and right now we are just changing out the meters. There would be a lot of services that would really impact the customers directly, or VINLEC. It will build over years, and with dialogue, with dotting of the I's and crossing of the T's, and working out exactly how we make best use of the features that are available, and how we twin other technologies with it. I keep on saying artificial intelligence, management of data. How best can we? I like to compare it similar to a phone, cell phone. We all have cell phones, and the features most of us can't use a fraction of what how it can do. But we didn't settle for an old cell phone or old phone. We upgrade with the technology because the market is providing that for us to do even greater things.
Okay.
Do any of these things have an impact, or will have an impact on the meters? Your location, the number of apartments on the building, the size of the building, the state of the building, any of those things?
No, they don't. The meters just measure power consumption, and that's it.
Okay.
And it's similar to the meters we use right now. They measure voltages, currents, and from that, a lot of other power quality parameters can be gathered from the meter. So in the meter, there's that measurement part, electricity values measurement section. There's also the ability. There's a communication aspect of it that can communicate with devices that we can record that information or upload information to. And also there is these meters have a third part, a control, where we can do some switching and so on from also.
Okay. Rashad, you mentioned that we are resistant to change, right? Generally, once something is new on the market, because we're not familiar, so it's a no, right? But can persons opt not to choose to change out their meters?
What I would say is that it's a system-wide upgrade, and to complete the upgrade, all of the meters have to be changed. I would remind customers that the meter actually belongs to VINLEC. So to complete the upgrade, we need to change all the meters.
Okay.
And a lot of these older meters, older technologies, is then not really being strongly supported by the industry also. So it's a challenge getting replacements.
Okay. All right. So listeners, if you wish to, you can we can allow you the opportunity to call at this time. The number to call is 457-9997. That's both a direct number as well as the WhatsApp number. All right. Remember, we're also streaming live on Facebook and YouTube, so you can also pose your questions through that platform. as well.
All right. So you said you're supposed to start installing from next week, correct?
So the mass deployment starts as early as next week, but there are some meters out in the wild already.
Okay. All right. So what was your testing phase like, if you could tell us that?
Yes, I can. So the project was conceptualized from all the way from 2020, and since then we've been moving forward. To specifically speak about the testing, we have done control testing in the lab, and we have also selected a pilot area. So there's a cycle 4, route 4, which is Dosatra Hill. That area was changed out in September, October of last year, and we have been monitoring since then. So yeah, there has been sufficient testing that was done. We have done testing on the range of the handheld devices in terms of the remote reading. We have done testing on the range for the VGB as well.
So we have a caller. Hi, caller. Good morning.
Yes. Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, I'd like to ask a few questions, please.
Sure, go ahead. Mhm.
Okay, so my first question is there going to be a cost for the new meter, for the installation of the new meter? And currently, we pay just about $5 and change per month for the use of the meter. Is that going to be increased?
No.
And if so, to how much?
No, the answer is no.
That's my first question.
So to answer your question, thank you very much. The answer is no. There's no cost being passed on to the customer whatsoever. There's no change in the electricity rate. There are no additional fees. What you use is essentially what you would pay for, no more, no less.
Okay, good. So my next question would be, would this smart meter fit in the existing meter base?
Yes.
So it's just a case of bringing the smart meter, taking out the old one, and fitting the new one.
Yes. In fact,
Okay, nice.
if when we are changing your meter, we detect that your meter base has any issues and we need to change it, we will also change that as well. So when we leave your premises, you would have, quote unquote, a new install or fresh install.
Good caller.
Okay.
Good.
So no, I have one more question, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so will VINLEC be advising the customer in advance of putting the meter base onto their property? Because remember, a lot of people go to work and it will be inconvenience for them to have you come and slip your meter out and slip in a new one. A person may have some electronic item in their house working at the time. And I happen to know as an electrician myself that it's not a good thing to take the current off while other electronics are being in operation and just put it back on. So would VINLEC be advising their customers in advance of putting in the new meter so that they could prepare themselves for such?
Yes, of course. So there is a very robust communication plan that has launched with the media launch. So you will know the areas that we're going to go in. We plan to have town hall meetings as well as part of that communication plan. So yes, you will know the areas that we plan to change out. You would also get what is called door hangers. So you would know if we successfully change your meter or if we need your assistance to change your meter. There will be two different colors. You'll receive a green door hanger welcoming you to smart metering, or you would receive an orange door hanger basically saying we need your assistance to change your meter.
Our meter readers normally would come to your premises and collect the readings without you being present. Similarly, we would be able to change the meters without anybody being present. But we would still notify the area when we come in. And should there be any challenges, any concern, we will contact you.
Okay, that's nice. Could I ask another question? Is it possible?
Go ahead. One more. Just one more.
Okay, yeah. Yeah. I just need to know. I just need to know also if VINLEC is going to. You know what? Let me go about that. All right. Thanks a lot.
You sure? You have the floor, you know.
If anything, I'll call back if anything, because I want somebody else to have a chat.
All right. Okay. No problem. Appreciate
Right.
it.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks for the questions.
All right. So there isn't anything that we need to do to prepare to have the meters changed. There isn't anything at all that we need to do.
No,
Okay. So I could just come home a day and see the green tag.
correct. Well,
All
the
right.
green door hanger, it's like a flyer or brochure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
But as I said, we want to give you information. We want to educate you. We want to let you know. We don't want you to feel surprised or
Okay.
any state of shock that we changed your meter.
And
Because-
we want to answer your questions when you
Yes.
have questions.
Okay. Because I know I would not even know the difference if the meter has been changed. Trust me. All right. So we have another call. Mr. Primus, morning.
Morning. How are you all doing? Good morning to the panel there.
Good morning.
We good, we good.
Yeah, well, being living in United States for some while, there's anything not not new to me because they've been doing that for a while here. And all they do is just come put on a device and then they read it in the office. And the thing is, if the system goes down, could it be read manually?
When you say the system, are you referring to the system that reads the meter?
Yeah, yes.
Um,
Remotely, and maybe say the system in the office goes down. You have a backup and thing like that. That maybe someone could come out and read it manually. That's what I'm talking about.
Yes. So to answer the direct question that you're asking, yes, there is a digital display that has the reading on it that we can manually capture, but the system is cloud-based. So it means that the chances of it going down is low, and the backups are there to restore if that ever happens.
In addition, the meters actually store data that can be retrieved directly or even extracted in the meter. So the data would not be lost.
Okay, so in the case where they usually do like an estimate, average based on what you use before, which sometimes could go in the VINLEC favor or sometimes in the consumer favor. Is anything like that would be going on in case of you can read the system?
So the case that you're explaining is as a justification for having a smart meter, actually. So the remote reads and the smart meter and infrastructure should eliminate estimates altogether. But yes, there are mechanisms in place similar to what is happening now, that if we cannot read your meter for whatever reason, we can use historical data to try to estimate and correct it in the future once we have the correct reading.
And even though an estimate is in either party's favor at the particular moment, it would rationalize itself in the next two
adjust.
Yes, adjust itself in the next by the next reading.
Yeah, I welcome it. It's a good thing because they already moved to the water, and they also moved to the gas, or what we call natural gas. Everything is digital. Everything is read in office or remotely, which sometimes is hard sometimes for them to get access. Depends on where you have your meter located. Yeah, so I welcome that.
All right. Thanks, Mr. Primus.
All right. Thanks.
All right. So we have another call. Hi, caller. Good morning.
I just want to know if you will have in peak time and on-peak time.
Not at the moment. I think he's speaking about time use, which is a different billing structure. No. So I could actually let Mr. Wright take this one because but the answer is no. There is no change to the rates, but there may be additional information that Mr. Wright could share.
All right, break that down for me because I don't understand it.
I like the question.
Okay.
I don't intend to do just that.
Okay.
What the call is speaking about time use in more developed countries, and when you can purchase electricity from different sources, then there's a price there's a cost attached, and when you're off, when a lot of persons use an electricity, there's a high demand at that point.
Right.
But let us say midnight, there's a low demand, and some places at the low demand times the price of electricity is lower. So then persons can decide to wash at that time.
Oh.
Or utilize heavy.
So are we getting that?
So, but this is the platform that allows such. So there's a lot of features that can be or would be added in the future. This platform just makes that affordable.
Okay.
What is the EMF frequency, please?
I am not allowed to give you the exact frequency, but I would say it is in the 900.
But you must allow because that radiation, you have to take about radiation.
So it's radio frequency, so it's not radiation. So radio frequency
You
is.
sure about that?
I'm 100% sure.
Okay.
Just let me clarify. It's not different than a radio station transmitting. It's not different from a cell phone.
It's not really different than okay, but it's a radiation though.
I'm not sure what you're referring to as the radiation.
Okay, I come in again. Okay, I get somebody else.
No. So it's a wireless signal that's being transmitted.
I'm coming back. A bit busy. Coming back.
Okay, no problem. No problem. But just to elaborate a bit on what the caller was suggesting. So the Wi-Fi at your house is a wireless signal that is being transmitted at 2.4 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz. There's no radiation with RF.
Okay.
Yeah.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm
Okay.
good. I was just thinking, because so many people are also, in that space of wanting efficiency. And this is good because it lends to that. And then there are also folks who would want to use more technology in their measurement, and access to information. So my only thing is, of course, the cloud is always great. It's a great place for storage. Of course, the security aspect of it, particularly anything that is not necessarily in our full control. So what are the mechanisms for the storage safety and the information safety?
Excellent question. So we are not producing the meters. The meters are coming from an international company called Census. Now, these meters have been tested to meet international certifications. There is a UL certification that handles basic flammability, resistance, all of those basic tests. There is an ANSI certification that deals with the accuracy, the construction, all of these things. And then there is a AES certification that deals with encryption of the data. So when I say that your data is safe, this is an international utility scale cybersecurity certification. It's not us coming up with something. This is international standards that's been used all over the world. And the encryption is the highest encryption for that type of device, which is AES 256. And you can look up these certifications.
Okay. All right. So one of the questions that many persons made the automatic assumption is that it's easier for you to now cut off persons from the office. Could you address that?
Well, there is a remote functionality in the meter. So the functionality is there, but if you're saying that that's our intent, then that's two different things. There's the daily operation and business operations, and then there is the project that is responsible for just rolling out the meters. As Mr. Wright would say, how we use those features in the future have not been determined fully as yet.
Okay. All right. So just to extend that question a little bit, right? So it does allow for the function of there to be remote cutting off, as we would say, cutting off or disconnection. But in the event that it is used for that, to make that part of the service easier, because we have like the online payments, we pay online through online platforms, etc. Would it also make for reconnection to be faster?
Yes, of course.
Because we don't have to wait a couple of days now for the guys to come back when they are in our area to do reconnection.
No, you hit it on the head. So if it has a remote switch to turn it off, it has a remote switch to turn it on. So if you want to speak about features, I could say it has automatic reconnection as well.
Okay. So we could be a little bit more at ease. Some persons could be a bit more at ease with this.
What I would say again is that all of the features are there. Mr. Wright would have referenced a cell phone. How we use those features is what will be determined from a business standpoint.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have any. Somebody on the live here is saying, how much is this project costing VINLEC?
That's a good question as well. So the meters themselves is going to cost about $6 million, and the implementation of the project is going to cost another $3 million. It's about $9 million. If you do the math, it's about roughly 20 plus million EC dollars. What I will say also is that this is a long-term project that will essentially pay for itself over time through improved efficiency and cost savings. And none of this cost for the project is going to be passed on to the customers whatsoever. In fact, we may not even realize the value of this investment until 20 or 30 years down the line, when we actually can measure the significance of the data that we're collecting and how it's going to impact the improvements to our grid and to our operations.
Well, that's my next question. Now, how are the smart meters going to benefit you in terms of your data collection or your everyday operations and things like that?
So the smart meter adds metrics all over the network. So Mr. Wright also mentioned it's about measuring voltage and power quality. So imagine seeing a grid of St. Vincent and the Grenadines with metrics from 50,000 points. That tells you a lot. So it would show us the areas that requires improvement. It would show us the areas where we can improve efficiency, the areas that are doing well. Just holistically, having 50,000 metric points is incredible for planning for the future of St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
It gives us information on outages, areas that are out, help us with our planning and designing of the network too. And there's a lot we expect from this project.
All right. Okay. So another question, because it's going to make the work of the meter readers a lot easier. I think you mentioned something about 15 minutes. Well, not here in the presentation. In 15 minutes, you can do a sweep of the country in terms of taking the measurements or something to that effect, you said. What is going to happen with the persons who went out to read the meters? Are they going to be reskilled, additionally skilled? Because their time now is going to cut down significantly, right, in terms of having to go and read the meters. And the reason I'm asking is that, are we possibly going to be hearing of layoffs, or are they going to be reskilled?
There's no intention to lay off anyone whatsoever. To clarify what I said is, we currently take about 3 to 4 weeks to read the meters. When we implement the first phase, which is AMR, that should decrease to 1 to 2 weeks. And when we get to AMI, it should take 15 minutes to read the entire country. So back to the question. There's no intent to lay off anyone. In fact, I believe the opposite will happen. So imagine in 2027, when we have AMI, we have a lot more data. We have a lot more information on what is wrong. We will need people to solve the problems that we find out there. So I actually believe the opposite will happen. And there is a 2-year transitionary period before we get to AMI. we can upskill the 15 meter readers and transition.
And it won't be the first that we've been doing that. A few years ago, we moved some of our old hydro plants, Richmond and the South Rivers, to remote, fully automatic control from Cain Hall Cain Hall Hydro. And the staff, we actually retrained and managed. We fired nobody. Nobody was laid off.
Lovely. Yeah. All right. Caller, good morning.
Yes, good morning. I'm calling again to ask some customer question. Okay, so my first question would be that I've heard when you did the rollout of the new meters recently, I've heard you said that that customers would be able to have real-time information on their data. Would we be having an online portal to do that?
Yes, that will come with the second phase of the project, which is AMI. That should be implemented from 2027 onwards.
Okay, so as soon as the meter is installed, not too long after, you will have your own portal to be able to see your real-time information.
Not as soon, but
in the second phase.
Yes, in the second phase.
Right.
So there are two phases to the project. Yeah, once we install your meter, the objective is to get to what is called AMR, which is automatic meter reader. The target for AMR is at the end of 2026. Everybody should have a sensor smart meter, which makes us AMR ready. And then we would transition to AMI that has all of the additional advanced features that we were talking about.
At least the
good.
The features would be.
Is there any real information available on your website on the meter?
Yes. So I think
I've been
Mr. Wright
trying and I haven't seen anything.
I think Mr. Wright was adding a point. So 1 minute.
Oh, okay. Is the information available on the website as yet?
No,
on VINLEC's website?
So sorry, to answer his question, the media launch is just kicking off the communication campaign. We have an independent social media page and we have independent information on the website that will be posted soon. What I'll say is give us to the end of this week and all of the information should be out there. As I said, there is a robust communication campaign around this project. We intend to over-communicate. We want everybody to understand what is actually happening. We want everybody to be educated and we want everybody to have the information.
Good caller.
Okay, so, no. I have one last question.
One last question.
One last question. Sorry about that. Now, a few years ago, VINLEC was embarking on a project to rule out the paper bills. So I would like to know if this venture, when you install these meters, having completed that throughout the country, if that would mean that you would also rule out the paper bills.
Not necessarily. I mean, I think whenever that point happens where we have a full AMI system, it would be a business decision. So there are different factors that determines the changes at VINLEC. It's not particularly based on one factor. There are different managers, there are different reasons why we still have paper bills. So all of those factors will be considered, and then a decision will be made.
And we would definitely have consultation around the developments going forward. Yeah.
All right.
Thanks very much for your accommodation. Thank you very much.
No problem. Thank you for the
You're
questions.
welcome. All right.
Okay, all right.
All right. So, okay. I do want further questions.
We even look at this the communication plan for this project as a new way of ushering a new era of communication with informing our public of what's happening in VINLEC.
Okay.
We want this to really make a difference and continue to improve on it.
Okay. All right. So, Rashad, you mentioned in your presentation about the prepaid service, right? That's like how you can prepay on your phone. You can have prepaid electricity. Please speak a little bit more about that. And I also want to know, when you've reached a certain amount, like 75%, what do you get an alert?
Okay. So yes. One of the features that the new meters have is prepaid metering.
Okay, so you could, let's hold that. Let's take this call and then.
Sure, no problem.
Hi.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay. The original meter, right? My reading span is from the 25th to the 25th of the other month, right?
Yes.
Yes.
If my bill come out to $125, right? And you said I'm supposed to pay it on the 30th, right? You following me?
Yes. Go ahead.
Hello?
Go ahead.
Yes,
go
yes.
ahead.
Okay. And I could go and pay to $100, right? And I balance $20, right? If the smart meter now, if I do that, I could get cut off for $20.
No. So okay.
Hold on. Let me
Sorry, go
let me
ahead.
get clear. Because if the smart meter, remember, you could cut off my electricity from in the office, right? So if the computer, hold on, I just want to add something. Let me explain myself. Okay, you could cut up me off now from in the office. So I just pay $20, $100. I balance $20. The reading at the computer could tell me that and the computer could cut me off.
Are you ready for the response?
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay, Carla, thank you for the question. The billing system is independent of the smart meter itself. So the smart meter is essentially just doing what the old meter is doing, which is recording your power consumption. What we're doing is changing the way how we're collecting that consumption data. So our billing system, which is processing the readings, is independent of what is out there in the field. So our current policies for disconnection will remain the same. So it's not the meter. It's not the meter that is automatically connecting and disconnecting on its own.
Why I be saying that as example? I be saying like why I be coming to that, because remember that like Flow and Digicel are set price. And then if it was the other way around, would have been the problem. Plenty poor people would have been out electricity.
But you recognize that the current system that they have is not going to change. All they're doing is the way in which they read it.
I just want to make it clear. I'm glad about that.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you.
I am very clear about that. I was concerned that if the meter was going to automatically cut off like how Flow and Digicel cut off the electricity, cut off their service.
No.
But he said no. So I'm glad for that.
The meter's
All right,
there.
done.
It's an important question, though. Yes, it's a very important question. So we thank you for that, nonetheless. Okay.
It's a very
Okay, all right.
provocative question. It's productive. And I think it's also a good opportunity to include it in the communication strategy because people will want to know, and it's a good time to balance communications with literacy and to really, really sensitize the public in ways that may have never. And you said it, that it's an exciting campaign. So now it's really probably going to show that sense of care, as well as the innovative way of sharing information that it's going to allay fears, because I can see people being afraid. I can see people not understanding. So really, that was a great question and very provocative, and something that maybe so many people have been thinking.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, so we are going to take our final call for this session, and Kojo, you just have this imperfect timing, or impeccable. Let me use impeccable here, not imperfect, impeccable. All right, Kojo, go ahead.
Okay, I just want to ask one question. Now that you have in a smart meter, like here, the system what we have here, they have 3 different type of payment plans that you could opt in or opt out, where you could pay like a standard price every month. Like if it's let me say $70, you pay that every month. And if you do opt out over that, that means you will have to pay what you would have normally paid before you could get disconnected if you opt out because your bill will just jump into one of those crazy price range. So we have three different price range here that you could opt in, and you pay that every month without reading or whatever it is. I don't know if you're going to have that kind of thing set up. Is that a possibility in your reading?
The possibilities are endless, and
okay, but okay. Then the question is, will you set that up so at least the people who there's a bracket in terms of money, they could probably feel comfortable, know that the bill is going to be like $70 every month and nothing more.
All right. So it still comes back to the prepaid service.
No,
so
it comes back to billing. So it comes to billing, the answer is very similar to the answer with the previous caller.
Mm-hmm.
So the meter is essentially just a metric device. The billing system is very much independent. So perhaps in the future we might have similar payment strategies as the caller described, but currently there's no intent to. Perhaps again with the foundation that these meters are set in, we can do a lot of possible things in the future. But we haven't figured out all of that as yet.
Yeah, okay. It makes credit control. It gives our credit control department different options to different ways to serve our customers.
Yeah. Okay. All right, Kojo.
All right.
Take care. All right. So Rashad, okay, so you can wrap up with the prepaid service and inform us what that's all about.
So prepaid metering is a feature that comes with the new smart meters. And as it suggests, it's just like a prepaid cell phone. So you can top it up and the usage will be based on the amount that you top up. It is very much applicable to landlords. So landlords that, let's say, have tenants and rent and are required to pay the electricity bill. There's some situations where the tenants might leave a high bill based on the time when they leave. So you can install a prepaid meter for your tenant and have them pay directly on that meter to top it up. The prepaid meter comes with its own portal. Just like you would have vendors for top up, you can have vendors for top up the prepaid metering, or you can pay directly through that portal. The mechanism in terms of how it works and the user experience, we have not determined as yet. There might be situations, of course, we wouldn't want to disconnect persons, whether it's late in the night or whenever. But just know that it's a feature that is available, and we will definitely look into it in the future.
And the percentage usage alert, would you get that?
It has built-in alert. So
okay,
not just for prepaid metering, but for example, if your power goes out, you will get an alert.
Okay. And how are we getting these alerts? Email?
So
how
we can build that in as well. We could build in whether if you have your email address on file, we can send you an email. Also, the ability to give you that portal where you can access your own information also gives you that ability to see what is happening with your meter. So you would get those alerts through that portal, whether it's a web portal or a mobile app. So these features are very much there and very much coming.
Okay. All right. So we went way past the 30 minutes, but that's good.
While we're here, can you remind us of your disconnection policy?
Wow.
We are engineers.
Yeah, I was about to say that while I know the basics, I don't know the details of the disconnection policy, and I do not want to speak anything incorrectly, unfortunately. I would say persons who are curious should contact the customer service department or the billing department, and they'll give you all of the necessary details. The engineers, unfortunately, do not have that information.
All right, you are excused.
All right, so Rashad and Ricky, we thank you for being here with us this morning. However, before leaving, we are going to allow you the opportunity, maybe for about a minute or so, just to share your final thoughts with us and the listeners as well.
And thank you very much. It was a pleasure being here. What I would say in closing is that our intent for the project is to educate and to communicate. And I hope persons continue to ask questions, because that's what we're here for. We want to answer the questions, and we want to make sure that everybody understands what we're trying to accomplish. Because in the end, this entire project is about customer service and about enhancing that experience for customers.
Okay. Enrique?
Human beings don't really deal good with change. We are always suspicious about anything new. But we at VINLEC, we are here to serve our customers. And this project provides a platform. It brings us from a real old technology into a new technology, and provides the platform for us to provide a lot of different services to our customers. And it's a partnership. At this stage, we provide the hardware. We are installing the hardware, but the details of the services and how we interact, so how we use this, we would definitely work together with our customers and consultation, and there will be that open dialogue. We ask you to take care of our workmen when they come to your communities, and please be involved in our community meetings. When you have our meetings, come out, ask questions. These questions help even to refine what we have, what we are planning. No, we don't have all the answers or the possibilities. So we welcome your input. We plan to make this as transparent a process as possible. So thank you very much.
All right. And we're very happy to have you here with us this morning, both of you. And Ricky, happy retirement in advance.
Oh, thank you very much.
All right. And that concludes our interview this morning with Rashad Smith. He's electrical engineer at VINLEC, and Mr. Ricky Wright, engineering manager, also at VINLEC. Thank you very much for being here with us this morning. And we wish you all the best with your project, especially town hall meetings and the interaction or the dissemination of information to the public.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You're welcome.